Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to the THC podcast. My name is Jeff. This week we are going to be doing an episode regarding the past weekend UFC event 251 Fight Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yas Island.
Mm-hmm.
You know, motherfucking Dana White. He didn't buy an island, but he managed to get an
Ah,
island to set up fucking UFC fights
eh,
for international
eh,
fighters.
eh,
I think we discussed this
mm,
on previous recording, which is not out yet. So they'll probably be out in a bit. But I'm joined here today with one of my guests, OmanChips. OmanChips, fresh
yo, yo, yo.
from Oman. What's up,
Good,
Papa?
good, good, man. If you bought to Dana White Liar, I bought an island. They're gonna bring everyone to the island. Everyone was happy. Like what they said, it's gonna be one of those movies, what Hunger Game and
You
stuff.
no. That wasn't Dana White. That wasn't Dana White. He didn't buy the island.
Uh no, but that a lot of people thought,
That was
you
Ariel
know, there's
Hawani who said that was Ariel Hawani who was saying, motherfucker bought an island, and Dana White came out and said, nah, this, yeah. Dana White came out and said, this motherfucker full of shit. Like, but yeah, because he knows if he'll get caught
Mhm.
if he said he bought the island,
Yeah, yeah. But actually, from what he can buy the island there because around Yas Island there, they had this project to do there, and then the project did not go on. So now that man-made islands they made, they want to you
Yeah,
can sell them basically man-made islands, just like a car, man-made. You can sell it.
you
Yes.
utilize
Yeah.
it. Yeah, makes
Mm.
sense. All right, so what we're gonna be doing now is I've watched a couple of the fights from the main
Yeah.
card, and
Which one was your favorite?
Oman Chips over here. Hold on. Let me get through this first. What we're gonna be doing is, I watched a couple of fights, so now Oman Chips hasn't watched he watched the highlights, and even I just watched the highlights as well. So we're gonna be streaming the fight in the background while we discuss the other fights that took
Mm-hmm.
place.
Okay.
Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo, and also Max Holloway versus
Yeah.
Volkanovski, Alexander the Great
Mm.
Volkanovski, the second fight,
Yep.
rematch. So let me get this fight going in the back, and let's suss this out.
All right. All right. All right. The Nightmare versus the
All right,
Resurrection.
all right. So you watch the Aldo and Peter
Yeah,
Yan
yes,
highlights.
I saw it. I saw the highlight and I saw the talk after that. Oh, even Dana wasn't, for the first time, Dana wasn't happy for the stoppage. Yeah,
Really?
he said it was too early. We need to do some changes now for the referee because he felt that they stopped it too early. Peter Yan versus Aldo. But I think Aldo time is, I don't know if his time is gone, but I think Peter Yan, his time is, it's his time, man. Yan,
Yeah,
yeah, that guy is a beast.
because I watched that fight. I watched that fight. It was a very close fight, actually. The first 4 rounds, you could say, it was a very close
Yeah.
fight.
Hey, you don't mess with
But then
Aldo,
you
man.
could see, yeah, Aldo is on
Yep.
point. He's still a
Yep.
beast. His leg kicks are still crazy. The first leg kick he threw fucking knocked down Peter
Mm.
Yan. Like, pa, he went
Yep.
down. But you can see tiring out when it start getting in the later rounds. He started getting a little bit slower than Peter Yan. Like, Yan was on point
Yeah.
always. He didn't slow down. He kept up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he deserved to win that
Yeah,
fight.
and I think it's also the timing, man. It's young time, man. Do you think
Yeah.
age made Aldo slower? You think?
Not to say age, because he's technically still in his
Yeah.
prime. He's like what, 33.
Really?
He's,
I
he's
thought he
still.
was older.
But the thing is, he's been fighting for a long
Uh,
time. That's the
yeah.
thing. So he's like, wear and tear. His longevity is slowing down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
Mm.
it's catching up to him.
Yep.
So that's the thing.
Mm.
but he's still considered. Same thing you could say about John Jones.
Mm.
When you see John Jones, he's still young. He's still in his
Holloway.
prime. But then he's been fighting for a very long
Mm.
time.
Max Holloway too, 28.
Yeah, Max Holloway is still 28, and he's already considered. He could be a Hall of Famer. His future Hall of
Yeah,
Famer for sure.
and I just found out that Peter Yan is 27, man.
Yeah.
They are very, very, very young fighters, very, very young. But I think that division, Henry Cejudo, man, he did a big favor in that division, man. He gave them a lot of chance. And like, hey, guys, go ahead, fight, man. Sterling, Peter Yan, Aldo, Sterling.
Yeah.
Who else is there, man? Is coming up. A lot of them, yeah. Who?
Sean O'Malley also is in that
Sugar
mix.
Sean O'Malley is there. And who did the Sterling fight? I forgot.
That was the previous fight. Yeah, I forgot as
Who
well.
did he fight, man? I forgot.
We'll look it up later. But Mikey, if you can pull that shit up. Aljamain Sterling last fight. I think it was in Florida, Jacksonville.
Yeah.
It was during the pandemic situation. So yeah, it was in Florida.
He's good.
I will say I predicted Peter Yan winning that fight, not because Aldo is getting shit, but I think it's Peter Yan's time, like you said. It's his time, He's a fucking beast of a fighter, and he does every training camp in Thailand.
Yeah, Phuket. That's his
so when
home
you
base
see him,
now.
when he came out in this fight, he came out with the Thai stance almost, the hands are always in this position, ready. And a few things I noticed in this fight. First thing is a lot of fighters get eye poked, they get poked in the eye.
Yeah.
Because of the way they keep their hand.
Yeah.
Their hand is open, And I noticed in this fight, the referee keeps telling, stick your fingers in, stick your fingers in. And Jose Aldo had his fists up the whole time, but Peter Yan had his hands open. And then I realized why fighters do that, though. It's a defensive move. It's nothing to do with yeah,
it's
exactly.
To move the hand.
It's easier and quicker reaction time to move shit around. I realized when I watched this fight, that's when I realized that properly, because you can't hear crowd in the background. Referee is saying, don't do this, and he will, sometimes he'll put his hands back in, but his hands out for defensive, and it makes sense,
Yeah.
But don't do some John Jones shit straight going for the eye like fucking pop.
Someone call it Ip Man, eye poke.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But it was a good fight. I also thought too Yan will win. But which fight was your favorite fight this weekend?
This week I will say Peter Yan and Jose
Peter Yan Aldo.
For sure. Yeah, because it was a competitive fight.
Yeah, true.
It was a competitive. Even Max Holloway and also Volkanovski was a very competitive fight as well. It was a very competitive fight.
This is what I like about rematching, man. About rematching, you already been with the person, you know the insight. Now, how do you? Because it's a rematch. You fight that rematch. Holloway was watching the first fight for a very long time, and he knew his mistakes. This fight, he was legit, as you say, man. He was good. He did a lot.
He was ready, even for the leg kicks. As soon as Volkanovski throw a leg kick, Max Holloway return one, it's like, bitch, you want to go? Let's go. And one thing Holloway did different in this fight, he knocked down
Volkanovski.
what's his name? Volkanovski with head kick. He also dropped him with the uppercut. He start doing different combinations. One thing I will say about Max Holloway, he has the smoothest combinations right now. Like his combinations just fucking flow.
And I like how he keeps the distance, man. For me, that was the best fight. Because for me to see a rematch is something, because you evolve from it. That's why I said the whole next fight, since he won this fight, Osman next fight, most of them is gonna be a rematch. Most of them,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a rematch unless Gilbert Burn. Other than Gilbert Burn, who is he gonna fight? We were speaking about it yesterday. Who is he gonna fight?
yeah, true.
Like all
Yeah,
the
we'll come back to that after this
mm,
fight. This guy is basically holding him up against the cage
yeah
right now and just foot stomping
yeah
him.
footstep
Like
and
that's
with
one
shoulder.
I was reading. Yeah, I was reading. This motherfucker hit him with 371 foot stomps in this fight. Imagine 371 foot stomps. That's a lot of. That's more than his strikes, I
Yeah, a
think.
lot of points too. Ouch! My toe. Yeah,
Yeah,
and with he,
I don't know if you get points for these foot stomps or not.
and his shoulder. He uses look at him. He uses his head and his what called shoulder a lot. I notice about Usman. He a lot
Yeah,
when he puts you against the cage or he's close to you. He try to hug you and push you with his shoulder around your head. Where you cannot breathe.
you see, that's the thing. We'll come back to this Usman fight. Like, let's go back to Volkanovski and Holloway. Who do you think should have won that fight? Or who do you think won that fight? Sorry,
I I
because now
I
I'm
I
influencing
I,
you. Because
I
I
think
think I
it's
think Holloway should
same
have
thing.
won.
I go for Holloway, man. From what I saw, Holloway, and he was controlling the
Because
cage. I don't know about I
yep,
don't know about Raf. Maybe because Volkanovski is the champ, so you have to chase since you are not a champ. You don't have to do much. The other guy has to chase and do a lot of things. Maybe they gave him point for staying in position.
you see,
That guy.
this is what we were. This is what the other day we were having argument about. These judges, they get confused in this type of situations when it comes to, like, a lot of these title fights,
Mm,
high profile fights, that they think that the challenger has to go and outdo the
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 what
the
called champ.
the champion for the whole
Mm,
fight. He doesn't. He just has to win 3 rounds out of the 5 rounds
exactly.
to win the fight.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, in my eyes, when I was watching that fight, and a lot of other fighters as well, they were saying, not like I'm a fighter, but
Mm,
a lot of the other fighters were saying Holloway had that three rounds to two,
hmm
and the way I looked at it as well, the first 3 rounds go to
Holloway for
Holloway,
sure.
and then the last 2 rounds you could say went to, well, fourth round definitely went to what's his name,
Mm,
Volkanovski, and the fifth round I would say it was
mm.
pretty close round, but then Volkanovski had few
All right.
takedowns, so the takedowns took the points on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're talking like purely on the first 3 rounds, Max Holloway outstruck him, and he also had the cage control,
Yes.
and he even had 2 knockdowns in the first
Yep.
3 rounds. So by that, you know, Max Holloway by right should have won that
Mm-hmm.
fight.
You
And one thing I was
yeah.
reading, he tweeted after, when he got back to the States, he was saying a lot of news people or journalists are getting threats from the public, saying that they're gonna, talking shit to them basically, and just threatening these journalists because they didn't say that Max Holloway got robbed. In that fight, Max Holloway got
Mm.
robbed. So he went out and saying basically, shit, it is what it is.
Yes.
I lost the fight. I'm still 28. I have 5 belts at home. Like, you don't need to do all this extra shit in defense of me. So I like his attitude as well. He's very humble, and he's comfortable and confident in
Yeah.
himself.
Yep. Yeah, that's for
He's a
sure, man.
very he's a very good image for the sport of MMA
Yeah,
as well.
he grew up a lot from the last time the last time no, I won't say the last time I saw him, but from the last time he was what called his last fight with Volkanovski and before. He grew a lot, man. He's
Yeah,
very and calm. He's
yeah, for sure.
matured a lot, I can say. And he's a father.
And he's only just 28,
Yeah.
man. He's my age.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy.
28 points.
A 5-time world champion,
Mhm.
5 times.
Yeah, he's a legend too, man. He's a legend too. And they were saying what call it?
Yeah.
There's few legends that for short time notice legend like Nate Diaz. No, but Max Holloway is not a short in this sport.
What do you mean by that short time
Like
region?
for this period, not like GSP. GSP is gonna be for
Okay.
next 100 years. You can mention GSP name. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. I get what you
yeah.
mean. I get what you mean.
So yeah, that's why
Yeah.
this is also a reason why I wanted to Osman to win. I didn't want to see but as a sportman, what call it, a person who likes this sport. I think Masvidal is good, but I think he will destroy the division as well, like Gilbert Burns said, man, because he will go for money. He will not go
Who?
for what called it.
Masvidal, you
Yeah, he
mean?
will not go for the contender fight. He will go for money. Oh, I will rematch Nate Diaz. I will fight Khan. I will fight this, and then
You see,
the number two and number.
this is where like my opinion of
Mm,
Masvidal.
I know we are all there to make money, Abba. That's one thing.
Not just that though. Not just that. Okay, I get your point, like where you are coming from, but from me, where
Hmm.
I get your point. I get your point. But the problem with Kamaru Usman is a lot of people don't like him because of the way, you know, because his attitude.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm. He
He tries
switches.
to be that tough
Mm.
guy. It's like, we know you're tough, motherfucker. We know you're
Yep.
tough. You're the world champion
Hmm.
right now. You don't have to go out and do all this extra shit just to show that you are tough. Like pulling up on Ben Askren in the back and be like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" Or even pulling up on Masvidal and being like, "Yo, what's up? What's up?" This is all like extra shit
This is
just to.
the hype that Dana wants for his fighters. You know,
Or not really,
he
not
not
really.
this way,
What
but
Dana?
then I
Okay,
mean no,
what
not
Dana
this
White?
way, but then he
What Dana White? Yeah, promotion
yes.
basically. But yeah, what Dana White was saying. If you look at Max Holloway, what he started doing is he started a YouTube channel. He started doing vlogs. He started
Mm.
showing his
Yeah,
life. The same thing with Team Khabib. You
yeah,
know, they
autonomy
do
of
the same
fighter
thing
as
as
well. The
well.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. He started it out for them, and it
Hmm.
carries on. A lot of fighters, Dana White has been telling them for years. Start doing this self promotion
Mm.
as well. Like we can do promotion on our side, but that's not going to guarantee that people are
Mm.
going to come to watch
And
you
it's not
because
enough.
you have to build you have to build yourself up to be able to draw people in so we can pay you what you're
Mm.
worth. Like Masvidal right now, just on this short notice fight, he brought a lot more eyes into this fight than Gilbert Burns
Hmm.
did. You know,
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that I'm not saying comparing him to Conor McGregor because Conor McGregor is on
yeah, I
a
know.
different
Yeah,
plane. You can't compare anyone to McGregor. He
yet,
came in, he did his
yet,
thing, and he left. And he left. Okay, hold on. Let me
yeah,
finish up. You see, with Masvidal, he's been doing it for like 17
yeah.
years, Abang. It's not like he's new to the sport. He's been doing it and he actually, when he moved up in weight class, he took two losses when he moved up in weight class. So what he did, he took 1 year off and he went to an island, like it was a game, it was a show. He went on an island where I can't remember what the show was called. And you just basically live on that island, like survival mode. It wasn't survivor, but something like
Mm.
that. No technology, nothing. But I think it might have been some sort of survivor show. But yeah. So when he came back, his mindset flipped. It's like,
Resurrection.
yeah, basically that's what he calls it, the
Mm.
resurrection, because he's like, I need to flip the switch and I need to start putting myself in situations which are going to give me this opportunity because what I was doing previously didn't work. I did it for 17
Hmm.
years. It didn't work,
Comfort zone,
you know?
comfort zone.
So his mindset now, yeah, exactly. So now he had to step out of that and start doing what he's doing. I wouldn't say that he changed as a person because he's always been
Yeah,
cocky,
I know.
he's always been that because he come from the
Yeah.
street. Motherfucker square up, he gonna square up.
Mm.
So he's that type of situation. Like you can see fucking backyard fighting. Like of, I remember watching that Kimbo Slice,
Mm.
Masvidal, like back way back in the day, like on YouTube, like in 2007 or some shit. When YouTube was still
Yeah,
new and motherfuckers fighting in the UFC. So I was like, holy shit, motherfucker is legit.
yeah.
This type of people. I don't know, I feel more connected with them. Like they are showing their realness. With the attitude and all this, it comes because imagine it's like it's that how do I describe it? Say for example, now today you have nothing, no
I've,
money. Suddenly someone came and give you
I've,
$1 million,
you know what this?
you are going to change your
I've,
attitude for
I
sure
did
because you're going to be like, yo, I got this money. Let me go
exactly,
do all the shit that
exactly,
I wasn't able to do before.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what they say
So
right
that's
about money.
the attitude that he has right now.
But
Like, money, I'm going to do the shit that I wasn't able to do before.
mm,
But he's just showing it
yeah,
publicly,
but you know
you
what
know?
they say
So I
about that,
don't
right?
knock him for that. I don't knock him for
Yeah, I
that. You
know,
know, I still have respect
I
for
know, I know,
Masvidal.
I know, Abang. I agree with you. But you know what they say, right? If money can change you, you need to get some more. Yeah.
I didn't hear you
No,
repeat
I
that.
said, you know what they say, right? If money can change you, you need to get some more. So I think this guy's like Osman, everything. Osman is easy to change, money to change him because you can see him flipping, switching. But from me, from what I'm saying is for the division, if Masvidal took,
Okay.
If Masvidal took
Yeah,
over, he will go for a money fight and then maybe retire or wait for a few more fights, you know. And unless he say, okay, I will
maybe.
find the next contender, you know, the next in line. But if you're gonna ask
Yeah,
for
maybe.
Diaz and then I'm number two, I'm just looking at you, and after Diaz, then you go to Connor, I'll be like, yo, like number four. Like,
The
come on,
corner
man.
the corner fight, I don't think Masvidal wants that fight. I think that's what the UFC will push.
Why do
Because Masvidal came out and said what
why?
Masvidal came out and said, yeah, because it's money. But what Masvidal said was, I will fight either Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Damian
Mm,
Maya, or Nate Diaz. But he did say if they are in the if they
that
are contending,
yes,
if they are in the. So it all depends on, because I was watching in after the fight, what he said is to Usman is like, yo, I'm gonna go get another fight before I come back to you.
mm,
It's not like he had the privilege, like, yo, I deserve another fight straight away. So he knows his
mm,
place. He knows where he
mm-hmm,
stands. Even with his negotiation with the UFC before this fight, he was just trying to get his worth. It's like he said, I wasn't asking for more money. I'm just asking for a better
mm-hmm.
deal, you know? Which I can agree with that because the UFC a lot with these deals. It's not like every fighter get the same
Yeah,
deal.
that's for sure.
Everyone has their own side deal here and there.
Like
It's
different
a
managers, different
it's
deals,
a
and
very, yeah,
different
exactly, different management.
hunger as well, man. Mm,
Yeah. Like you see some of these old fighters, they have deals from way back, but they are getting paid more than the current fighters who are in higher
mm,
ranking. You know, it's all based on their deal that they make. So when people start seeing it publicly, start you're negotiating. I think the first one, not to say the first one, a lot of fighters have done this before. Like, I'm not gonna fight until you pay me.
yeah,
You know,
and
a lot of fighters have done that. George St. Pierre, George St.
mm,
Pierre, he retired how many
yeah,
times?
yeah, till the last time. Mm.
Yeah,
Even now,
and it's all down to
mm,
money and legacy for George St. Pierre, I
yeah,
would say.
money and legs. Even what called the fight
Foot
when they
stomp.
were talking about GSP and Khabib, George St. Pierre and
Yeah,
Khabib. It was the money. It was the deal and the money. So UFC refused. I don't think it was for okay. GSP will come
yeah,
take the title and leave. It's gonna be tough for Khabib. It's gonna be very tough for Khabib. But even for GSP, it's gonna be tough. Fight.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they were worried about he will.
It's
They were
it's
worried, I think, about the contract money. It's a retirement money about. You are retired, take your money. You build your grandkids, generations. Good money, right?
y-
Mm.
yeah. I mean, because this is a sport that you're basically putting your life at risk. You're putting your life at
Yes.
risk. You don't know what's gonna happen
Yeah.
tomorrow or the day after, or
Mm.
in the next 5 years. You don't know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. Like, one punch from now might affect you, like, 5 years from now.
True.
So they are trying to get the most that they can out of this
Yeah.
situation before they reach that stage.
True. True. I
So I
understand. Yeah.
understand. I understand. But then again, you cannot hardball the UFC. You cannot hardball the UFC. You know, the UFC, if you try to negotiate in this way, they have options. You know, they have options. That's the thing. There are so many fighters on the
Ex-
roster. I think there are 1,000 over
ex-
fighters in the roster.
exactly. That's the
So
thing.
you cannot hardball them. I wouldn't say 1,000, but
A
at
lot, a
least
lot
over
of
100 fighters in the
yeah, a
roster.
lot of fighters. That's why Dana always find replacements and
So you
he always say, if you want to retire, stay retired, because he knows. And
exactly,
currently, like right
exactly.
now, the top three, top four, a lot of them competing for it. You know, top three, top four, so a lot of competition up there. So if the champ is out or the second guy is out, says I want to retire, like
Yeah,
Henry
there's new fighters joining the UFC
Mm.
every year.
Who?
You know.
Henry Cejudo just finished his fight. Post press conference, he already have a new fight, man. Like Henry Cejudo just finished his fight with Dominic Cruz. Yeah, and then what happened? Straight away, he
Yeah.
retired straight away. Then I was like, no problem. He retired. Vacant. I have fighters to fight for the
Yep.
belt.
Yep.
You know, I have stay retired. It's okay because everyone's asking for a better deal.
Yeah.
And I can see it from
Yeah.
Henry Cejudo. He wants to fight Garcia, the boxing champ, the guy. You saw it, right? He's
Yeah, I
training
saw
with.
that shit. Who do you think will
Uh,
win? Who do you
uh,
think will win that fight?
are you joking, man? If I box whole,
I mean,
if
if
I
it's a
box all my life, and then you bring your MMA fighters and put him in a boxing ring and give him a boxing rule, he will not know how to stand. You know.
but Henry Cejudo was training boxing before he joined
He,
UFC. He was amateur, but he was joining the amateur boxing
I
because
didn't know.
what he said what he said was he got the gold medal for wrestling, and then he's like, all right, let me try get 2 gold medal. Let me get a gold medal in boxing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he started doing boxing, but then what he
Olympic.
said was he couldn't keep. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Olympic. But he was saying he joined the team, but he said he couldn't keep up because they are already like way ahead. The
Exactly.
Olympic level, they're already way ahead. Experience in MMA now and then moving into boxing, I think he has a better chance than he did back
Uh,
then. But I would still say Garcia would win in a boxing
yeah,
fight for
yeah.
sure. If you go MMA, Garcia will get
I,
fucked.
Dude,
He will get
you know
fucked.
how skinny he is, man. Ah,
Yeah, but he has some fast
I,
hands. He has some fast
that's for
hands.
sure. That's for sure. I saw. Ah,
But a lot of people say that he has a powdered record. Like he doesn't fight people on his level, so he built up his record to just look good.
You think so? He's
Maybe a lot. I like
no.
what's I don't follow that division, to be honest. For me, I follow heavyweight division because that's the most exciting division in boxing.
Everywhere, man. Heavyweight is the most exciting division, man.
Yeah,
KO.
I would say in UFC, heavyweight is for sure like a exciting division because of the fucking
Mm,
knockouts. You get more knockouts, you see more of that kind of
but
action. But the most exciting division, I will say, is
li-
lightweight. That is the most
lightweight
exciting
and
division.
who this what called welterweight.
Bantamweight
Welterweight is what?
or welterweight. This
Yes,
one
welterweight.
fight we're
Yep,
watching now.
it's also very exciting, man. I think this two-way division
I swear,
because
like watching this fight, it looks like all the rounds have been exactly the same.
yep,
Just get the middle of the ring, push him to the cage, and just hit
mm,
him on the cage.
yeah, yeah, but
Masvidal looks kind of
mm,
tired as well, but he's still there. But I knew he's not gonna get knocked out because I knew Kamaru Usman is not gonna take that risk and stand there and
uh,
just trade with
it's
Masvidal because Masvidal is
yeah
tricky.
because 6 days notice, man. Six days.
Yeah,
Both of them don't have full training camp
yeah,
for each other to face each other. Yes, that guy had a full training camp, but not to face this
Yeah,
guy.
to face each
Yes.
other, yes.
So I think
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
why they say
Like
rematch will be what called
he
the next fights will be interesting, man.
the rematch will be
Yeah,
better for sure.
that's for sure.
Yeah. Like now what he did, Masvidal, not Masvidal, Usman, he basically went to his roots, he went back to the and
Cage and not push.
wrestling basically, yeah. The cage, like doing all that
Mm.
stuff. Like a lot of people will say it's a boring fight. For me,
Hey,
it's
uh,
okay. It's all
hey,
right. It's not what people were expecting, you
mm,
could say, because they expected like crazy shit to be happening. But I expected it to be like this. Like I always said, when we were discussing the other day, to win. But I know most likely Usman is going
mm,
to win. Because it's just how it is. It's his style of
mm.
fighting. Like if you look at the previous fight, Usman and
Covington.
what's this Covington, Kobe
Mm.
Covington. That was a different type of fight because they both have that wrestling. So,
Yep.
he can't go in there and just start wrestling with Kobe Covington because he is a high level wrestler
Yep.
as well. So he had no choice but to stand there and
Mm.
trade. So that was an exciting fight
Yeah.
though. Motherfucker broke his
Yeah.
jaw. Like Kobe Covington is a tough motherfucker
Exactly,
though.
man. I don't care what people says about Covington. Yes, he's cocky. Yes, he's this and that. But he's a tough motherfucker. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
tough
that's for sure.
motherfucker.
Like you gotta give
Yes,
that
of
credit,
course, man.
you know.
Of course, you have to give credit to everyone. Even I was watching who I'm not sure, but then they will say, yes, you give credit to what called Masvidal. You should give credit to us doing it. Both of them 6 days, Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was Chael Sonnen.
Yes, it's him, Chance
Yeah, Chael Sonnen.
Sonnen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was watching
Mm.
that as well. And
It's
yeah, like,
mm. It's
it's
true. It's
true.
true. Both of them. Uh, yeah, I'm just happy that who because I wanted Usman to win. Because of for the division, man. For
Yeah,
for the division, because I saw that it will be chaos, and that guy was too cocky. This guy Masvidal.
true.
If he won, he will be even more cocky. He will, So now,
I For me, I don't look at it as cocky. I look at it as he has a chip on his shoulder. What that
mm,
means is like he believes that he deserves to be in his
yeah, I know.
position, because
I,
of what he has done,
it's
you know. So that's the.
I know, and
But yeah, I get what you
no,
mean. I
and
get what you mean.
I also get what you mean, man. We market ourselves, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is the thing. We market ourselves. You pay me this much. This much. How much I worth? This much. How much I worth? So.
but I was watching the like this fight is coming to an end, like one
Mm,
minute left. But I was watching the post-fight press conference, like how Masvidal's game plan was. He was like, basically, I didn't have the card. It is like I didn't go put that pressure. Like if you watch Nate Diaz fight when he fought
mm,
Nate Diaz, he had that constant
yes.
pressure. So this fight, he had to stay back and
Mm,
reserve his energy and explode when he
yes, I know
can.
what you mean.
When he see
Okay.
that opportunity, then he
Mm,
could. But yeah, he fought a very different fight than what you see in his recent
mm-hmm.
fights. But I think he will come
Yeah.
back. I think he will come back. Just another few more fights maybe, and he will be in this
Mm,
position again. If I think Usman will be in that position as well for a while. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty dominant
yes.
fighter. The way he fights, he's a very dominant fighter. Like he does the same, like not to say the same thing as Woodley, but what Woodley does different, like I liked Woodley as a champion, but the only problem with him is he has the same problem Usman has right now. Is they couldn't promote
Mm-hmm.
themselves. They didn't have that self promotion like how Conor McGregor did or how
Is,
Jorge Masvidal did.
is
Like
it a white thingy, man?
so Woodley was. I don't
Because
know. I don't
John
know
Jones is a legend, and he's the same with them. He can't promote.
with who.
He can't promote himself. John Jones.
You know what it is. You know what it is though. It's the fake attitude. Like even John Jones has that
He-
fake. He's an
uh,
asshole. People like him better when he's an asshole. people like John Jones when he's an asshole. When he tries to be nice and shit, people don't like that shit. It's like, oh, guys, bless everyone doing all this type of shit. It's like, nah, I can see through your bullshit because I know you're an
Mm.
asshole. You motherfucking snorting cocaine, hitting a pregnant chick and
Mm.
running. Like, that's you.
Yep.
That's you. Don't try to be like, all holy and high horse and shit, motherfucker. People want to see him fucking lose,
John.
They want to see him get knocked down. Yeah.
That elbow on the nose, man. Almost got him.
Yeah, those. Like Masvidal had a few good shots in there. I
Not
wouldn't say
few, a
like,
lot.
he was.
Mm.
Yeah. But it was just the
Mm.
pressure,
Yeah.
It was just the pressure.
It was,
But you know why a lot of fighters now growing beard?
why?
You know why a lot of fighters growing beard? There's a study that showed it absorbs 20 or 30% of the damage that actually hits.
Why?
Legit. Legit. So it's harder to, because it's not like the direct impact. It's like, say you have a
I
wall,
know.
right?
Or,
Directly.
yeah.
It's a little bit of cushion, so it absorbs that a little bit of damage. I'm like, shit, that's crazy.
And it's also like,
He should have kept his beard longer.
yeah, but I think for the fight, man, it will go all over. It was Jesus' beard, man.
Yeah. No, also it's like when you get stuck in choke and shit, it'll be
It will help you, man.
it'll be in your nose, it'll be in your
But
nose.
it will help you around your neck, man. You can't
Yeah, that's true.
neck choke and stuff. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But he had a good fight. Both of them had a good fight run. At least this came to.
Yeah, basically, what they were saying to each other, like Masvidal was saying to Usman in the
Let's
ring
do
at the
it.
end, was like, hey, man, respect, like, we don't have to do this promotion
Yeah.
again. The fight will sell itself. It's like, now we don't need to do this promotion anymore. So I get what they did as well. Like you said, it also wants it, to a little bit of drama, a little bit of promotion. They're following the
guideline.
I can't even call it the Conor McGregor guideline. This is a Chael Sonnen guideline, because Chael Sonnen was one of the OG shit talkers, man. If you watch back in the day, like, he won a fight, he came out straight and said to fucking, what's his name? What's this guy? Fucking the champion at the time, legend Anderson Silva. He's like, you're absolutely shit, And then he got the rematch he wanted.
I think it's a white thing, man. These white people.
What's up?
Bisping and everyone, they know how to promote, talk, and bring this and that. But none of the black people do that, man. Even Francis Ngannou. I think if it was not for the
if
it was not for the punch, I don't think so, man.
No, it depends, because Francis, if you look at Francis'
he's
attitude
humble, man.
and his story, he's very humble and he's very honest as well, He's very honest with what he does, and he's very smart the way he speaks. He knows exactly how to respond, all of this. So Francis, he will be. But to counter your point, look at DC, Abang. DC is doing good shit though.
That's because he's working for the UFC as well, right?
Yeah, so is Usman though. Usman working for UFC
Really?
as well. So did Tyron
Yeah,
Woodley.
true. The
Tyron
Ultimate
Woodley
Fighter.
working for. Not just that, he does
Usman.
behind the desk. He does analysis for the fights.
Like,
because Tyron Woodley was champion. I think it's part of the deal. It's part of the champion deal. Like, when you're a champion, you have to come in sometimes, do this analysis and all that. But that's how Dominic Cruz got into commentating.
Yeah.
But I will say, Michael Bisping is a fucking good commentator, though. Michael Bisping is an underrated commentator. Like, I like listening to him. Like, the way he... because he has that fighter's insight, what's going on inside the ring. Same with Dominic.
True.
But I prefer Bisping over Cruz, though, because Bisping, the way he talks, he's just he has no filter. He's very minimal filter when he talks. whatever he feels like saying, he's
Yes.
gonna say it.
That guy Bisping is, I don't know how to say, but yeah, he's good, man. He's good, tough, one eye guy. Mm.
Yeah, but I was watching this one video Chael Sonnen put out about Bisping as well. It was basically giving credit to
Mm.
Bisping. Like, a lot of fighters are expecting shit. They expect a lot of shit from
Yeah,
Dana. They
UFC
expect a lot of
spoon
shit.
feed.
Yeah, like, they expect, but Bisping came from a time he did everything himself,
Mm-hmm.
from A to Z. He went on Ultimate Fighter. He was, flying out to a lot of these other fights and all this. Like, nothing was given to him. Even the fight that he got the belt, like, short notice fight against
Mm.
Luke Rockhold, he was like, no one gave him that fight. He went for that fight, and it was like he
Mm.
won. Like, you can't take anything away from Michael Bisping's career.
Yeah,
Like, he worked hard for his
he
what he
worked very
has,
hard.
and I respect him
Mm.
for that.
He worked very
Yeah,
very hard, and you can see his hard work is paying off right now, man. You can see where it's
yeah.
going. But from commentators, I think the best is, oh, Joe Rogan, man. Yeah,
Joe
man.
Rogan,
That, oh,
OG,
man. When
OG.
someone get punched
He's
off,
still one of the
when
best.
someone get punched or knocked out, that scream,
Even
man.
John
Even
Anik is good.
I can
When you
see
see
when I watch
this combination, John Anik,
when I
what's his name? Joe Rogan and
yeah.
DC. When three of them are
Oh,
together, that is the best
true.
commentator team.
Yeah, like when I watch a fight,
I
when I
think
watch a
they.
fight, and you hold your phone to message. If I hear, oh,
Yeah.
I know there's some shit is going on, man, because of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
that guy, man.
yeah.
Someone getting
But
smacked.
that image of all
Yeah,
three
yeah,
of them,
true, but true,
John
man.
Anik on the side,
And Rogan,
Joe Rogan in
DC.
the middle, and DC was like leaning on him. That became like a meme on the internet. Like, even people who don't watch UFC know
Mm.
that meme.
What,
I think, Michael, you know that meme, right? The one we're
what
talking
did
about?
he say?
Exactly.
Oh,
No, they just use it for like different
yeah.
situations, like,
All right.
But yeah, it became like an official meme. It's fucking legit. As a UFC fan, when I see that, I
Yeah,
feel
true,
happy.
true. Joe Rogan. Oh, man, that scream. I know someone's getting fucked when I hear that. Oh,
But yeah.
Joe Rogan.
So okay, the fight just finished. Yeah, it was a pretty dominant fight
I,
from Kamaru
uh,
Usman.
dominant,
I think we said
mm,
what we needed to
but
say already, like about what happens next.
dominant. I don't think so.
For me, I look at it as dominant because he
The
controlled
ring.
from round
Yeah.
one to round, not just the ring,
What?
but like the pace
Mm,
of the fight, and also where the fight is. Like you said, the ring control, where the fight goes, but he also controlled the pace of the
true.
fight
Yeah,
for
true.
sure.
That is
Like,
true.
if you look, so that's what I say by dominant. Not like he dominated, like like
Yeah.
fucking Ngannou comes in and just
20
partying motherfucker.
Mm.
Shit. I think the next fight that's gonna be on Fight Island is gonna be a few heavyweight fights in there. DC and
Yeah.
Stipe for the third fight, the rematch.
Oh shit.
That's gonna be a good fight
Oh
as
shit.
well. And also,
Who you going for?
also, I want DC
Hey,
to win,
why you want
because I like DC.
why you want Ngannou to smash him, man? Have mercy on him.
No,
He's
no.
a
What's
father,
gonna
man.
happen? What's gonna happen is after DC gets
Retire.
the belt, it's gonna be a vacant
Ooh.
belt. So Ngannou gets his shot.
Mm. Ooh.
So whoever is
Ah,
vacant, Ngannou has to be
yeah.
in there. And I feel sorry for the motherfucker who has to fight
I don't
Ngannou.
think anyone will want to go there. Everyone's like, I'm number 4, man. I'm number 4. Hey, who is
unless
number 3? Let number 3
unless
go in there, man.
unless it's Stipe,
Stipe.
unless it's
And I
Stipe.
don't think that guy wants to fight him so
But
far.
I don't think so.
he,
But Stipe beat him the
yeah,
first time,
but
though.
when he beat him, he knew how he knew how he beat him, right? He saw how tough was Ngannou.
True,
He saw how tough was Ngannou.
true.
Every punch, every like even when you want to take him down, You can feel all his muscles, all his body, all his toughness. Like what? And you heard what Ngannou said. He said it. He said, "I was not focused in the fight." So imagine if he's focused. I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
It depends because you
I
see,
know.
Ngannou is
Mm,
good. Ngannou is good. He has
mm,
that power. He has that immediate. He can knock you out with just
mm,
touching you. He will slap motherfuckers and knock
exactly.
them out. But Stipe has high fight IQ. Like his fight IQ, and he has high level boxing as well. Like technique and Stipe is high level.
And
But in saying this, it will be a good fight if that fight
mhm.
happens. But I want Francis to get the belt,
But
man. He
you know
deserves that belt for sure.
it's even better if what call it this guy has a high boxing IQ and boxing background. Stipe. It's his dream, man. Ngannou dream will be like it's my dream, man, to fight someone who has this because I want to move to boxing maybe in the future. That is good. Come here.
True.
You come now.
But
You
yeah,
come now. Very fast now. Pa!
I think the other heavyweight fight is gonna be his two victims. His two victims that he slapped and knocked out. JDS, Junior Dos Santos and
Rose,
Rosenstrike.
Rosenstrike. I think who not
Yeah,
Curtis. No, not Curtis. Not Curtis Blade. The other guy. What's his name? He lost two. He lost two fights with Stipe and what's his name? Derek Lewis.
oh, yeah, shit. It's been a while since Derek Lewis
Yeah,
fought as well.
exactly. And I think what calls it, man, if he comes back, it'll be a good rematch to take
Yeah,
all your losses. Like I lost to you, come back again. I lost to you, come back again. Yeah,
true,
I don't know.
true.
I have something
Because
for
that
rematches. I don't know why. Because
I know what you mean. It's because when what happens in the rematch, there's two things that can happen in the rematch. Either the challenger plan
mm-hmm,
and changes up and knows how to take down the champion, or unless you're John Jones, what happens in the rematch with John Jones always is John Jones dominates the rematch because now he knows your game
exactly,
plan, he knows how you fight.
exactly.
So this is the thing. But what I've seen with a lot of rematch, like now even
Mm,
Max Holloway, man, he did a lot of changes
mm,
to his game. He came in like a way different fighter.
yep,
And fuck, I still
mm,
think Max Holloway won that
yep,
fight, man.
yep. Cannot change. You cannot change. You cannot
Yeah,
change anything. And for me, I don't think this should be an excuse for Max Holloway next. Like, oh, I should have won, man. They robbed me. They robbed me. If you lose again, then like, oh, because
yeah.
they
That's the
put me
thing.
down
He
earlier.
doesn't have that
Yeah.
attitude. He's very
Mm,
humble. He's very humble. He doesn't have that attitude because he already has that championship mindset. That champion
mm,
mindset. A belt to tell me how good of a
true.
fighter
True.
I am. Like I am good however I am. Like put me in with anyone and I will figure out a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's his attitude. But I think why Volkanovski is salty about it, like a shout out to the Salty Boys clan, but but
Well,
why Volkanovski is salty about it is because he doesn't get the
mm,
credit for the
mm.
first fight. For
Yeah,
sure, I think
Volkanovski won
Volkanovski won
for
that
sure.
fight.
For sure.
The first fight you can see what
Mm,
Volkanovski won that fight, but in this fight, you know, you can say it was the other
mm.
way around.
And I know where Volkanovski's mistake was in this fight, man. He was too focused on the leg kick. He won the previous fight because of the leg kick. He was too focused, and even his coach was training him for leg kick. He said this time we'll break his leg. He was
Yeah,
too focused. They didn't. No, the
yeah,
guy's like, you fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on
exactly,
me. That's what I like with
exactly.
rematches. But yeah, for Volkanovski, he was too focused on legs, or leg kicks. But you cannot blame them.
Yeah,
They come from a Muay Thai background, man. Him,
okay,
yeah,
kickboxing. What do you
kickboxing.
call it?
Yeah,
City
yeah,
kickboxing.
Hooker, him. Mm,
And Hooker, yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah, they have a good fight camp, man. Like a good
mm,
training over
mm.
there. Like they have how many fighters now in the top top of their
Yeah,
division. They have two
yeah,
champions.
four, five
You
champ,
know, Dan Hooker is coming up as well.
four, five
Yeah,
champs from that coach, man, and a top fit
in
contenders, yeah,
yeah,
from city kickboxing.
even in other organizations and all
Mm.
that as well.
That's crazy.
But yeah, shit, we actually managed to talk for almost an hour for this. I thought it was going to be like a half an hour episode.
And that is good, man. That is good. But I still, you can bring Mike in, man, if you want. Or
Yeah, but you got Mikey. You mean Mikey
yeah,
over here? Yeah, you got any input? I think Mikey is still fresh to
uh,
MMA. You know, I'm trying to convince him
yeah.
slowly to get into.
Same here, man. Same here. They have a one UFC what call it gym here, no man. That's expensive. 3,000 a month.
Oh, MMA gym,
UFC. It's a UFC. Yes.
UFC.
But
Shit,
3,000 per
shit.
month about.
Hey, fuck.
Exactly, man. This was like a university for your kids. He graduates straight away to UFC. You don't send him to college. You
I
university.
think
Like you're gonna be a millionaire from this. I'm gonna speak to Dana. Train my son. Train.
I think
But
I
I'm
think
trying.
I think that's a smart move by UFC though. They're
It,
trying to expand to different markets.
for MMA, they used to have this desert force. They call it here in Arabian Gulf for Arabs, from Arabian Gulf and all of this
Ah,
desert force. If you
okay.
heard of it, but yeah, now I think 2 years here. This UFC gym. I thought they only sell what called the stuff, for the gyms and stuff, equipment. Yeah,
Equipment and
but
stuff. Yeah.
actually no, people go there for training and stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to. A lot of my friends, man, whenever we come and chill, like, yo, UFC, you've seen this guy, man. You've seen this guy. You've seen the
Yeah.
German Kenyan. Like, what German Kenyan? I saw them Rosie Strike.
The German Kenya
Yeah,
Rosenstrike.
when they
Ah,
see that,
shit.
like, why is he German? Like, you don't know Einstein. I don't know this strikes, Tony Strikes, and all of this German thingy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we watched it. We watched Ngannou knockout. We're like, holy shit! One of my friend
Yeah. I
almost
think
convinced him Abang to go join UFC. He went to check. That's how I know. For 3,000, he liked it so much. He went to check. He's like 300 real, Mazen. What the hell, man? 300 real, 300 Omani real is 3,000. Like, what the hell, man? Per month.
shit. But then if you waste that opportunity, you're basically a fucking
Yep.
gimp. Like, you better become
Mhm.
something spending
Ex-
all that money going to this fucking
exactly,
gym,
man.
like trying to train.
3,000. It's expensive, man. I found it. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show Mikey some of this Ngannou
Mhm.
knockouts, He will get him in the mood to watch some.
Yeah.
But I would suggest, for me, what got me into UFC and MMA, it was originally watching Forrest Griffin and Stephan Bonner fight, because that was a very competitive fight all the way to the end. That was for the Ultimate Fighter season
Mm-hmm.
1. That was the fight that saved the UFC. Like, that fight saved the whole UFC, because a lot of people tuned in to watch that
Mm-hmm.
fight. Like, paper, they started first round, they only had few people watching, but by the end of the fight, they had like a lot of people watching. I wouldn't say, yeah, I don't know
But
the
I
numbers,
know.
but a lot of people
Yeah.
tuned in to watch that fight, and that made the UFC exciting again. Because UFC was actually dying out. WWE was taking
Mm.
over. Like, WWE was already,
Yeah.
took over like long time ago, but a lot of people were moving into the sports entertainment kind of fighting rather than the
Yeah.
so, and also they had Japanese had their own organization as well going on,
Mm-hmm.
Pride and K1 kickboxing as well. So a lot of fighters were not in the UFC. They were,
Some.
overseas in other
Yeah.
organizations. But this brought everything back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the history of it, huh?
So
Because.
if you watch that fight, it is still one of the greatest fight in my opinion. It's Stephan Bonner versus
All right,
Forrest Griffin.
share it, man. Why not?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah. All
send
right.
it through.
Good, man.
But yeah, after that you had the golden age. You had Adele, Tito
Mm-hmm.
Ortiz, all these OG motherfuckers. That's when I started, watching,
Kimbo,
moving on to Anderson Silva.
Kimbo.
Kimbo came. Kimbo came late,
Mm,
late. He was more street fighting than UFC.
yeah,
He only had few fights in UFC, but then he moved to Bellator. But he didn't have a very good run
UFC,
in
yeah.
UFC, I would say. His style is more of,
Street.
on the streets. That is a
No,
different
mhm.
game.
No,
Anything goes.
most of the in street, no hugging, swing, knock the people out.
Yeah, exactly. No takedowns,
Yeah,
no
no
nothing. Just
hugging,
swing.
swing, man, swing. But this hugging became very efficient, man. You can kill people with it.
Yeah.
Now I see in this guys, man, hugging with
Hey,
judos and all of this.
have you
But
have you watched
hmm,
Matt
who?
Hughes? Matt Hughes. He GSP took the belt from him. He was basically dominating
Hmm,
that division until GSP took the belt from him. But if you go and watch Matt Hughes fight,
the
he got a lot of fighters into
hmm,
wrestling, because he used to carry motherfuckers from one side of the cage, like carry them on his like
I
arms,
the
fucking
other
drop
side.
them on the other side
I
of the
know,
cage,
yeah, I know the guy that
like
I've seen. Hmm,
Matt Hughes. Like yeah, so this wrestling became very effective. Like first it was jiu-jitsu, when UFC it
hmm,
was jiu-jitsu, a lot of jiu-jitsu because Gracie, man, like Hoyce Gracie, like he was taking out motherfuckers like 3 times his size with jiu-jitsu. So people are like, "Yo, what's up with this jiu-jitsu? We should suss
hmm.
this out." And then everyone started getting into the jiu-jitsu. All right, now they're mixing everything in together. It's amazing, man. This
Hmm.
UFC or just MMA
Yeah, the
history,
whole
it's
evolution.
crazy. Like how the sport started, and it's the same age as me, man.
28
Like
is that?
it started in
All
1993.
right,
Yeah, it started in
mm.
'93.
I,
Like fuck, it's the same
mm.
age as me.
I
The
used to
sport.
watch something like UFC maybe before I started watching UFC. I told you Desert Force. I don't know, 6, 7 years
Yeah,
back, man.
yeah,
6, 7 years back. But yeah, what call it, before I start jumping into UFC, I was a lot of shows here, so I used to watch it. But most of the Arab fighters is like the top Arab fighters from Egypt or Morocco. Most of them here from
yeah,
Arabian Gulf, like
yeah.
I don't think any of them went to the top three, top. But most of them from Egypt and Morocco, that side of the world. Mm.
Mm.
Those
I've seen a lot of fighters in Australia,
uh, uh,
Afghani as well. They have
Afghani,
a lot of
the
fighters,
Afghani,
Afghanistan and also
Afghani.
Iran.
Mm.
Iran,
Yeah, true.
Iran has a lot of
Iran as
fighters
well,
as
man.
well.
But Afghan,
Yeah,
Afghan, is people. You are 5 years old. You are taking what called the machine gun they put in helicopter. You are 5 years old. You carry it in your shoulder. You go on mountain with one hand. Da, 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 da. Hey, these guys, and you want them to fight as well.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's crazy.
but but yeah, like you were saying, Morocco. I think there
A
are a few
lot.
fighters in fighters. Yeah,
Who? Ali
so
Abdulaziz is Moroccan.
coming up, I think.
Ali
Who?
Abdulaziz, he's Moroccan or Egyptian?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I
Moroccan,
think
most
somewhere
probably
around there.
Moroccan.
One of them.
Yeah, and Bilal
Yeah,
and few others from most of them from Morocco. Yeah.
there's few.
But Central Asia is coming up, I think. The Mongols.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Central Asia. Hey, these Dagestanis, man. These Dagestanis, crazy. They're
Yep.
taking over. Like around.
And
Like
it's
now,
the
I think
Sambo, man.
we speaking. We were talking about this division. We forgot about
Oh,
Zabit.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, fucking kung fu motherfucker flipping here and there with his Abraham Lincoln looking
Mm.
motherfucker.
So,
Fucking
but
crazy,
I think
that guy.
he deserved a title shot, but after two more fights.
Not
After
yet,
two, three
not
more
yet.
fights.
Yeah, he needs a bit more
Until
fight
he gets
because
to his full potential.
even his last fight was a very tough
Mm.
fight for him.
Until his prime full potential, then when you put him or close to it.
Yeah,
Mm.
yep.
Because I saw.
You don't want to wear him
Mhm.
out early.
This division is also very exciting. I think.
Yeah,
Mm.
like Yeah,
who
go on about. Sorry.
this cousin or brother, Khabib brother cousin. I don't know for what called like Omar.
Umar.
That guy, he has a future too, man. Undefeated now, so far.
Yeah. He has the same style as Khabib, but he has
He
hands
has
about.
legs as well.
His hands are
He has legs
fast.
as well.
Yeah, his hands are
Because
fast. Like, I was watching few of his
because
fights.
because of
Crazy. Like he's like a little pit bull, you know?
because before he started wrestling, he was in kickboxing, I think. Then he went to wrestling, sambo, and all of this. He was in kickboxing. Then he moved to.
Makes sense.
So you can see his that kick. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, there's a lot of
That fake,
this
yeah,
the switch
switch
kick
kick.
or the question mark.
Question
You mean
mark. The one. Yep.
pa? It's like comes to the shoulder, then pa hits him in the
That's
head.
his favorite. But yeah,
It's a nice
I
kick.
think yeah, and I don't know for Khabib what's happening because I was watching of
Yeah,
his father, like his father passed away. I was watching videos of his father talking all of this. He said, I want to prepare is for Khabib to, because Khabib will not, but he said Khabib will not be here forever. So I want to prepare the next champion as well, Khabib, and the next champion to come, Islam. You know, yeah.
Islam. Yeah,
So it was crazy, man. So now,
even Islam is a beast, man.
but do you think who Khabib father, he passed away? Do you think it will affect Khabib?
To be honest, I don't know. Like I don't know. It could go
Huh?
either way. You know, that's the thing
Mm,
with grief. You know, it's either. I think I said this previously, but that episode's
mm,
not gonna come out. This one's gonna come out before that. But it's there's two ways he can handle it. It's like I'm gonna focus all my energy into this fight, or I'm gonna take my time
mm,
and figure out first, deal with all of this, and then move forward.
But what
It depends
yeah,
on the
but
fighter.
yeah,
I
true, that depends on the fighter a lot. Actually, depends on the fighter. But one
yeah
thing what I noticed, like the what's surrounding Khabib, his father prepared him very well. He even gave him coach like
yeah
Javier. Javier is like an
Javier.
uncle or a father already to him. You know, they are very
Yeah,
close, and
for
he
sure, for
respects him a
sure.
lot. So if
Like they basically him and Khabib. They basically like brothers, man. They look like brothers.
yeah,
Even that level of
yes,
respect they have for
yes.
each
So
other.
that's why I'm
You know.
saying, like, if Khabib, what call it, stays calm and what call it, handle things very well, he still can handle it, man. Cause yes, maybe they did not teach what call everything to Coach Javier Abdumana, but he taught him also a lot
Mhm.
of things, and he respected him a lot. So
He basically he never interfered with
yep,
Javier's coaching. He's like, hey, this guy knows what he's
yep,
doing.
he's
He's your
yep,
coach now.
yep,
You know.
and he will take care of you, and he trusted him a lot, man. He trusted him.
Yeah,
Even Khabib feels that. Yeah, I don't know, but when I see Khabib joking with Coach Javier and all
yeah.
around the gym, you see the video around the gym and all of this.
It's like family.
Yes,
You know.
exactly. The whole gym is like family.
Yeah,
The whole AKA is like family.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
see his father prepared him very well, even his surrounding, his friends, who Zabit, Islam, Zubair, Coach Javier, DC, all his influence, all his surrounding are very good, solid, you know. He just to have to
yeah, for
mourn
sure.
this grief, and for us, we know he's a Muslim and we are Muslim. We know, you know, okay, the time will come for everyone, but still 3 days for us,
Mhm.
and after that, maybe you will feel sad for another, 1 month and all of this. And then that's it. You cannot, because we all gonna die, right? Mm.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I'm excited to see that what's gonna happen for Khabib next, man. His next fight. I wanna see that. And it's a tough fight, man. Gaethje.
Yeah, Gaethje, man. I never
Yeah,
underestimated Gaethje.
both.
Like even in the Tony
Mm.
Ferguson fight, I told you like Gaethje, because it's a short notice fight. Gaethje might have this fight. I wanted Tony to win for sure because I want to see
Uh
that Tony and
yeah,
fucking
that's one
Khabib
thing that
fight.
also I want to
But
see before Khabib retire,
but
man.
I had a feeling that Gaethje might have take that fight, and he did. But this is one thing though. Gaethje changed his game
Mm-hmm.
plan a lot. Like since when he first started, like you watch him now, he is patient. he is fucking dangerous when he's patient. You know,
Yeah, but
he takes his time. He picks his shots.
this is the thing. You grow up, you experience, you grow up, you go from one level to another level of fighting. You grow up and you know what you have to do also. But yeah, Gaethje is a tough fighter, man. I
For
like that guy. I like that
yeah,
guy.
but before we move on from this, for Tony as well, I think Tony can
Ah,
come back, but he needs to fix
mindset,
this first.
mental.
You know, because because you can see that like he's still unstable. There's something is not right.
Mm.
You know, there's something still disturbing him. Like when they talk about his interviews, they talk about his family and his depression and all this. He didn't even want to talk about it. He just blew it away. So that shows that he is still holding on to
Mm.
something, you know, where he didn't process and move past it, you know, because a lot of people once they move past it, they are okay to
Yeah, I
talk
know.
about it. But I think he is still something going on with him. So he needs to take his time and he comes back,
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony's a fucking
Yeah,
very good fighter as
he's
well.
very
Like
good. This is one fight I want to see before Khabib retires. If he's gonna retire after what called
for sure,
with
for
this
sure.
guy fight, or if anything gonna happen in future, I want to see him fighting. I really want to see him fight Tony Ferguson, man. Fuck Conor. I don't want
Yeah,
to see that. I,
yeah.
I don't want to see it at all. Conor Khabib.
You know what Connor is? Connor is a what do you call this? One trick pony, you know?
And
One hit wonder. He came, he did his shit, he fucked off.
and
Done. No one
for me now,
cares.
I see it like an ATM machine. You want money, call him out. You know, take your withdraw your
Yeah,
money. You lose, you win. You got a lot of money. Mm.
exactly.
I all
Alrighty,
right.
bang. Um anything else we need to discuss on this? Because I'm about to call this an end of the episode.
I don't think so. I thought it was done long left and right.
All right. Thanks for coming on,
No, no
Abang.
worries, man.
It's a
Anytime,
good
anytime, man.
chat, you know.
Anytime. Anytime is here, and it's also
And
something interesting, right? UFC. We did not
yeah,
speak about it.
yeah, this is something.
We used to talk about it a
Yeah,
lot.
this is
There,
something that we used to talk
exactly,
about it a lot, you know.
exactly. That's right.
And I don't have a lot of friends actually that are in this circle of watching
You
UFC. It's mostly me,
you
you, and
need to
my
get
brother.
friends, man.
Like you know
I
that
don't have friends.
these
Get a
these
life,
fucking
Abang. You
assholes
don't
don't
have
want to
friends. Get a
watch.
life then.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I know.
These motherfucking assholes should start watching
Yeah, the
MMA.
new
You
sport,
know?
bro. What are you watching WWE for? You know,
Yeah.
Undertaker is gone. Hulk Hogan is gone. No more, man. The Rock is gone.
Hey.
John Cena.
You remember Goldberg?
Yeah,
Motherfucker
go.
start doing fireworks when
Steve
he's
Austin.
coming out stone cold. Wow, fuck.
Exactly. Stone Cold Steve Austin. All of them are gone. Who do you have now?
Yeah,
Mm,
fuck.
mm.
Yeah, true.
So jump to Khabib, Corner, and all of this, Michael. It's a good place. All right, all right.
But yeah, all right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe we might take a break because we have so many episodes that we have to
Mm.
edit actually. Because we went from doing one episode a week, like recording, to now doing two recording, like a month worth of recording in two
Mm-hmm.
weeks. So maybe we might take a break and see what's our next upcoming episodes. And people, tell us what you want to hear. Give us some
Mm.
feedback because I see feedback from few people. I appreciate it. Thank you. And they always hit me up directly. Leave a comment below, man. Mikey wants to hear from you. Mikey wants to hear from you too. Dr. Tupac wants to hear from you
Mm-hmm.
as well. Like, so
All
yeah.
right, all right.
And cheers for tuning.